Let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about this bougie. Like, the fact that it's Tuesday night and I'm still having to speak on the fact that I'm still having to speak on this franchise. These boys, these California little boys. Somebody said it. The Niners is basically the California Cowboys. But you know I gotta call them the little boys, okay? So the West Coast little boys, the fact that I'm still having to speak on them on my Tuesday night, y'all, I'm supposed to be pivoting to the NBA. But they keep hitting me with bullshit. Like, they keep hitting me with bullshit. So earlier today, as we know, if you do not know, let me tell you now, the Niners' downfall has been flowing like waterfall, okay? So first, Brandon Ayuk's girlfriend was on TikTok saying, we're never coming back to San Fran. And you know, when the wife, the girlfriend, the significant other ain't happy, you know it's not going to be any peace. So Brandon Ayuk's girlfriend already said on her page that they're not coming back to San Fran. Then Brandon Ayuk's brother went on a rant on his Instagram page saying, oh, thanks for drafting my brother, San Fran, but we ain't coming back. Deuces, bye. Your best player gets however many catches in the Super Bowl. That's some bullshit. So the morning started off with the San Fran downfall. Then in the afternoon, we got news that the San Francisco offensive lineman John Filippiano was blaming his teammate. Now, this is offensive lineman, John, was blaming his teammate, Spencer Burford, for missing a block on Chris Jones in overtime. So he went on Twitter and was like, this is what you're supposed to do, basically, in this situation. How you missed that block, basically. Then Spencer comes back and says, oh, my goodness, I'm waking up to this bougie on the timeline. And then John said, oh, my bad, bro. I was hungover. I'm acting like a beat right now. So, in the midst of the Niners' downfall, we find out what was really going on with Jaylen Carter in the Niners game. Now, if y'all remember, the internet, being as insensitive as the internet is, was clowning Jaylen Carter for crying during the Niners game. Now, if anybody has any sense, like, it's one thing if somebody cries after a big game. You usually know why they're crying. You're crying because you lost. You know what I'm saying? You're crying because you lost the game. But for someone to be crying in any other moment, it's usually something bigger, something deeper going on. Like, why would you be crying during a regular season game unless something bigger and deeper is going on? So the internet was clowning Jaylen Carter. Come to find out, Jaylen Carter went on his Instagram today after, you know, John Filippiano from the Niners was getting dragged for calling out his teammate. Jaylen Carter spoke up on his Instagram story. He said, this is the same man that was speaking on my dead teammate and was the reason why I was crying during our game. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, John is giving scum of the earth energy. At the end of the day, it's a game. Like, in what world do you bring up death? Like, nothing is ever so serious that you need to bring up someone's loss of a loved one, let alone a football game. Like, what kind of tiny-ass human being do you have to be? And I'm not just saying that because obviously Jaylen Carter is, you know, that's our boy. You know what I'm saying? It's never that deep. Nothing is ever that deep to where you have to resort for bringing up somebody's loss of a loved one. Everybody is going to lose loved ones at some point. If you live long enough, you're going to lose loved ones. So how are you going to be using that to try to level somebody or bring somebody down? Because at the end of the day, we're all, if we live long enough, going to experience loss. Just some bullshit all around. And this just goes to show why so many people are rejoicing in the Niners' downfall. This is why so many people are on the internet whooping and cheering and applauding and jumping up and down because the Niners lost that game. Because God don't like ugly, and they have been ugly. They've been showing ugliness. Showing so much ugliness, and now it's rearing its head. I'm so glad Jaylen Carter spoke out so we can know who this man really is. You know what I'm saying? Well, we knew who he was when you're going to go on Twitter and start blaming your teammate. Like, you know what I'm saying? But child, that really pissed me off right there. I knew something was going on when Jalen was crying in that game. I knew something was going on because, again, these guys have played football. They've won and lost games since they were 6 years old, 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, a regular season loss isn't going to move you to tears on the general. That's what I'm saying. It's probably something much larger he has going on. Plus the fact that he suffered the loss of a teammate in such a tragic way. Every time he hits the field, he's probably thinking about his teammate. This is somebody he went to war with every single Saturday, was with in practice. Like, just playing the game of football probably reminds him of his teammate all the time. So he already has to live with that. Then to have little Johnny Appleseed gonna try to troll me. They just want to bring up the fact that somebody threw a snowball at Santa Claus, and for some goddamn reason, we the worst fans in the world. Because we boo Carson when he on some bullshit. Because, you know, Santa deserves some smoke. These other fan bases really be doing some dirty ass shit. After this, it has to be proven that this is the worst franchise. This is the most annoying franchise in the NFL. Top annoying franchise in sports, period.